Hello, I am Endlessness and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, and in this video I'd like to take a closer look at Zack's newest summer banner and share with you my opinion on it. Zack got his summer outfit with attack for allies with 10 points, so it's a 5% boost to physical and magic attack for allies, but since it's 10 points already on the outfit, if you equip attack or sub-weapon it'll be much easier to get a higher ability level. But then the bottom ability increases Zack's max potency tier when buffing physical attack, and it's only maximum tier and it doesn't affect his casting tier, so if his weapon can buff physical attack with high potency, with this outfit you can get extra high, +4, but only on the second cast. And also Zack's physical ability damage is increased by 20% when in max stance, so I think it's a very nice outfit overall, as Zack can now buff physical attack to +4, but still gets a 20% attack increase on it, and also another 5% for the whole team. And then Zack's new weapon, and at OB10 120 it has a bit lower physical attack than DPS weapons, but it is still very nice. And I also really like our abilities with 46 physical attack and 52 physical ability potency. That lower ability is great because it's hold 26 points as a sub-weapon, and it's a 45% damage increase from just this weapon alone. And it also has extra boost slots, and lastly the command ability deals 740% physical non-elemental damage to all enemies, but it also debuffs physical defense of all enemies with high potency. And if Zack is above 70% HP, it also buffs physical attack for all allies with high potency. And both buffs also last 40 seconds, so it's quite nice. And another cast will also extend them by 13 seconds. And initially it starts with a low potency per cast, and max potency is mid, but at OB6 it upgrades both into high, so it's very nice that high potency isn't locked behind OB10, and when maxing out this weapon you only get a longer duration. It is a very nice weapon overall, with amazing abilities and a very good C ability. It essentially is a physical version of Crimson Staff that would debuff magic defense and buff magic attack, but with the outfit Zack now has the ability to buff physical attack to extra high, something that until now only Sephiroth had on Genji and Vincent on his limit break. So overall I think it is a very good banner kit, but right now it feels very awkward on Zack. I'm not going to trash it because just a few weeks ago we didn't think Nagi's ultimate weapon was that great, but this skill battle proved how valuable it can be. And the same thing can happen to this Zack banner kit. But it does feel very awkward because Zack is an attacker, and he desperately needs some new big PP weapons because he barely has any until you pulled on his limited banners, and sure he has 3, but they are a year old by now. And this weapon will be amazing on a healer, a supporter, or a tank. Any character who isn't a DPS, because with this set you are making sacrifices. Zack now seems to have very nice synergy with Nagi because Nagi can give him exploit weakness, and Zack can buff physical attack, which is something that Nagi is unable to do. But you would need to boost his buff debuff extension, because having buffs on a DPS character means that you are using AoE to buff instead of doing DPS. So you'd have to calculate what's more worth it. But it will be a sacrifice to Zack's overall DPS because you are missing 30% Arcanum on the outfit, possibly more from the abilities if you want those buffs to last longer. And sure, Zack can buff physical attack to +4, but +3 attack is 30% already, and +4 is 40%, so it's only 10% damage increase on the buff that you'd have to cast twice, unless you have those buffs already cast by someone else, so Zack would just buff it further. I don't know. It's a very good kit, but right now it feels like it's on a wrong character, and sure, that might change in a few weeks, but right now it feels very awkward. And because they said that Sephiroth, Cloud and Zack have been underperforming and they wanted to make those characters better, I expected a new big PP weapon for Zack that would make him a better DPS, and I am disappointed because this is an offensive support weapon, and right now it doesn't feel like it solves any of Zack's issues. And out of all 4 summer banners, it sadly feels like the most disappointing banner, and it's just frustrating because Zack really deserves more love. But in a week, the Dragon Quest crossover will begin and we are getting Sephiroth, Aerith, Zack and Cloud banners, and Zack might very well get something very good that will give him an edge, and this weapon might turn out very useful. We'll see soon enough, but this banner will last a month, so if you're unsure you can just wait for crossover banners and then decide if you want to pull on it or not. But we'll be able to wishlist this weapon on anniversary banners. But again, it's just my thoughts on this banner gear, and I would also love to hear your opinion about this banner. But I am also more disappointed that we didn't get any new content this week, so it'll be a very stale week in the game with nothing going on, and I was secretly hoping for that promised level cap increase that is supposed to happen somewhere before the anniversary begins. But so far it has been 2 months and nothing. And there's only 1 more left until the anniversary, so I am getting more and more skeptical. But also, no new content means no extra crystals, other than from daily missions. So they better give us at least 10,000 crystals next week, or we'll be far behind on monthly crystal income. But yeah, if you're going to pull, best of luck and share how it went for you. And I'm skipping this banner and I'm just preparing myself for the limited banners because crossover and anniversary right after it is terrifying. So yeah, that would be all. Thank you very much for watching and I hope to see you next one.